Welcome to the AI Productivity Supercharger course on generative AI. Over the next 60 minutes, we'll explore this revolutionary technology that's reshaping industries and personal work practices. Generative AI is not just a buzzword, it's a powerful tool that's quickly changing how we approach problem solving, creativity, productivity, and automation in business. This transformation is both exciting and, let's be candid, maybe even a little scary, especially if you aren't sure what generative AI is or how to get started. If you are AI curious, this course is for you. Before we get started, let's introduce the humans bringing you this course. Meet Gretchen and Heidi.
I'm Heidi.
And I'm Gretchen. We're two Cornell grads who teamed up to fill a need we saw for a short course that makes it simple to get started with Gen AI.
My journey in AI began at the Palo Alto Research Center, where I worked with teams of researchers to identify and advance AI applications for automating back-office processes for our clients across multiple industries, like customer service, insurance, and even retail. This experience sparked my fascination with AI potential to transform businesses. As someone who likes to learn new skills and experiment with new approaches, I am always on the lookout for ways AI can enhance the work processes of my teams. For example, I drove the early adoption of AI-enabled category management to improve execution of $2 billion in annual capital spend. More recently, as generative AI burst onto corporate radar, I was asked to spearhead a portfolio of generative AI applications for my employer to enhance our market analysis, sales forecasting, and manufacturing effectiveness. To deepen my expertise, I completed AI courses at MIT and the University of Chicago. I believe that AI literacy is a critical skill and that AI will deliver strategic advantage for those that embrace it.
While Heidi was studying engineering, I was on the other side of the campus in the business school. I started my career commercializing technology into new products using the design thinking approach. Design thinking puts the focus on finding needs of users and solving them to create new value. It's the difference between what tech can do and what tech can do for you. My journey in teaching others began in 2012 as Executive Director of Innovation at The Ohio State University's Fisher College of Business, where I taught in the MBA program and in executive education. One company's team went on to generate $1 billion of new revenue based on the methods they learned. I love teaching others so much that I founded DT Live Lab in 2016 with a novel live sprint method of teaching. Evidence shows that a learn-by-doing approach is a powerful way to overcome the forgetting curve and gain new skills fast. When I started to learn more about generative AI, I reached out to Heidi. As she showed me what is possible, I got excited to learn more. I had enrolled in courses offered by LinkedIn and Google, but most of their focus is on what generative AI is, leaving it to you to figure out how to apply it to your personal productivity.
Gretchen and I realized that together, we can combine our experiences to help others eager to learn about Gen AI but not sure where to start. We found it's a path best traveled together.
We created a proven way to start using generative AI for personal productivity fast because everyone is busy. Participants report that this uniquely effective format has taken them from on the sidelines or nothing I've taken has stuck, to confident in my ability to continue my AI journey. In just 4 to 5 minutes, you'll get a foundation for putting Gen AI into practice, then join a live LAB coached session to see and practice prompting, plus gain membership to the Prompt Collective. The Prompt Collective gives you access to a growing prompt library and ongoing education to support your continued success. You'll be set up for success quickly.
Ready to get started? Let's go. Generative AI is a subset of artificial intelligence that can create new content, including text, images, and even code. Unlike traditional AI systems that are designed for specific tasks, generative AI learns patterns from vast amounts of data and can produce original outputs that mimic human-created content. It excels in applications that require prediction, automation, learning, problem-solving, and creativity. This technology is capable of understanding context, generating human-like text, creating realistic images, and even composing music or writing code. At the core of generative AI are large language models, LLMs, which are built on advanced neural network architectures. These models are trained on massive datasets, allowing them to understand and generate human-like text across a wide range of topics and styles. The process involves feeding data through multiple layers of the neural network, with each layer learning to recognize increasingly complex patterns by leveraging language-based statistics. LLM analyze the patterns and frequencies of words and phrases in their training data, learning the probabilistic relationships between different elements of language. When generating text, the model predicts the most likely next word or phrase based on the context it has been given and the patterns it has learned. This enables the model to generate coherent and contextually appropriate responses or content. Several prominent LLM have gained widespread attention. ChatGPT and GPT-4, developed by OpenAI, have demonstrated impressive capabilities in natural language understanding and generation. Google's answer to GPT-4's Gemini, a multimodal AI model integrated into the Google Suite and capable of understanding and generating various types of content including text, code, audio, images, and video. Google's BERT, Bard, and Lambda models have shown significant advancements in natural language processing and open-ended conversational AI. Anthropic's Claude is another notable example, known for its strong performance across various tasks. Beyond these text-based models, there's a growing ecosystem of generative AI tools serving diverse purposes. Perplexity AI is an AI-powered search engine that provides direct answers to queries, citing its sources and offering a conversational interface for follow-up questions. GitHub Copilot is an AI programmer that suggests code completions and entire functions in real time, significantly speeding up the coding process. Image generation tools like DALL-E, Midjourney, and Stable Diffusion create artistic images from text prompts. Need a new headshot for LinkedIn? Generate one from selfies using Aragon or Secta. Microsoft Copilot is an AI-powered assistant integrated into Microsoft products and services that leverages GPT-4 for text generation and DALL-E 3 for image creation. Suno, Amber Music, and Ava compose music in a variety of genres, and tools like Synthesia, used to create this very training, create AI-powered video content with virtual presenters. These models are being integrated into numerous applications from chatbots to content creation tools, showcasing the versatility of generative AI. Phew, that's a lot. Take a screenshot of this or check out the Miro board for a table of these and other popular Gen AI tools. We know what you are thinking. Sure, you had heard of ChatGPT, but where did all of these other AI come from? The recent explosion of generative AI can be attributed to several converging factors. The availability of vast amounts of data, thanks to the growth of cloud storage and big data technologies, has provided the necessary training material for these models. Advancements in computing power, particularly in GPU, and more recently, LPU technology have made it possible to train and run these complex models efficiently. Additionally, breakthroughs in model architectures and training techniques have led to significant improvements in the quality and coherence of generated content. These factors, combined with increased accessibility through user-friendly interfaces, have brought generative AI into the mainstream. Businesses are embracing generative AI as it can significantly reduce expenses by automating repetitive tasks, minimizing errors, and improving overall efficiency. By coupling what computers do best with what humans do best, the human-computer system enables new ways of working and results that neither a computer nor a human could achieve alone. In marketing and sales, it can help streamline content creation and enhance customer engagement throughout the sales funnel. For operations and customer support, generative AI can assist in managing logistics, providing 24/7 customer service and mitigating risks. In engineering and creative fields, it can support ideation, assist in code generation, and accelerate the design process.
So how, and more importantly, why should you integrate generative AI into your personal work practices? AI literacy can enhance your productivity and save time by automating repetitive tasks, speeding up research, and accelerating content creation. It can improve your creativity in brainstorming, designing, writing, and problem solving. It can streamline your communications by drafting emails, reports, and meeting minutes in, well, minutes. It can make you smarter, or at least more knowledgeable, as it can explain complex concepts conversationally and help you solve complex problems by breaking them down into manageable steps. And it gives you a competitive advantage because the risk isn't that AI will take your job, but instead, someone who is AI literate just might. By leveraging generative AI in personal work practices, professionals can significantly enhance their capabilities, efficiency, and output quality. This technology acts as a powerful tool that complements human skills, allowing individuals to focus on tasks that require critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and strategic decision-making areas where human input remains invaluable.
In the next section, we will dive deeper into how to find good opportunities to improve your personal productivity. We won't focus on enterprise-level applications. That's another course. This is all about what you can do to become more productive. Then we will practice a new skill, prompt engineering, and learn about the risks, watch-outs, and ethical considerations of this increasingly ubiquitous technology.
When there's a new technology, it's like magic. But then there's the question of how do you use it? And for what? That's what we'll tackle here. Getting productivity gains from GenAI starts with spotting good opportunities for AI to assist you. Remember, this is augmenting you, and you are still the human in the loop. One of the most fun things I've used AI for is using Suno to create a song with custom lyrics for my stepdaughter's engagement. Heidi shared that she runs a small homeowners association, and GenAI wrote the bylaws. Of course, she had an attorney friend review them, but it saved them a lot of time. In the sprint, you'll identify ways AI can save you time and improve your efficiency in daily tasks, but you'll begin thinking about what that could be here. One of the things we've learned is finding the edge. Productivity increases are particularly notable in areas where AI is proficient, and benefits may vary depending on the specific tasks, so you'll learn more about what works for you as you go. Some reports show potential for up to 7.8 hours of time savings a week. Did that get your attention? Me too! I'd say the hours I save each week vary, but before I begin a task, I've gotten into the habit of thinking, could GenAI help with this? We've been learning what GenAI can do, but more importantly, let's answer what it can do for you. Identifying potential opportunities can be as important as prompt writing. To begin, here's a mental model. Imagine your employer hired 4 people to help you, at no cost, whenever you wanted help. There are more than 4, but these contain many time-saving opportunities. What would you ask them to help you with? 1. A thought partner. GenAI can give feedback on an idea or help poke holes in a marketing plan. It could brainstorm ideas and suggest solutions. 2. An expert writer. Staring at a blank page. They can create first drafts for you to edit, such as the association bylaws. They can also format content into articles, social media posts, or emails, and change the tone at your direction, and even write code snippets. 3. A researcher. Find information and provide the sources. For example, finding competitor pricing or info on a new topic. 4. An assistant. Summarize information, write up meeting notes, and schedule follow-up. These 4 roles bridge us to thinking about what GenAI can do for us. Let's get thinking about tasks in your work. Here are just a few things GenAI can do. Use GenAI to summarize lots of info into a more concise document. Are you stuck staring at a blank page? Have GenAI write a first draft or template for you to build on. Need to get the meaning from lots of info quickly? Have GenAI give you cliff notes. Let's go further with some examples of how these 10 different jobs are using GenAI across those 4 roles. If things come to mind for your job, jot them down. There are a lot of tasks common to many jobs as well. Here's an approach to spot good opportunities and decide where to focus in your work. The more you do it, the easier it will become. With it, you can systematically identify and leverage generative AI to enhance your personal productivity. 1. Identify potential opportunities. Think of 5 tasks for GenAI as a writer, researcher, thought partner, or assistant. Estimate the potential time savings for each task. A guesstimate is fine here. Next, think about how simple or complex the task will be and focus on the simpler ones. For example, rewriting an email in a different tone is simple. Creating a chatbot to handle customer inquiries is very complex. Using GenAI to draft employees' reviews likely falls in the middle. Begin experimenting. There's a lot of practice involved here. As you go, you'll find which of your tasks GenAI is best suited to and which tools you want to use. For my business, I identified these tasks and guesstimates on the time I could save. You can see my list draws on GenAI's writing and research abilities, and one thing I don't like to do, my laundry. 2 hours saved. Just kidding. Maybe in future versions. Of the 8 tasks, I picked these 3 to start. Draft a marketing plan for the launch of this course. Sharpen the emails to prospects about upcoming courses. Draft a series of newsletters from content I created. Remember the edge we discussed? The point where GenAI's productivity gains diminish? Imagine a slider bar, getting a lot of benefits or just a little. For example, Gemini gave me a great template I could use in response to my prompt asking for a marketing plan, but it didn't write a plan. I realized what I wanted was really to think about challenges I would face, so I asked a follow-up question about challenges as a small business launching in a competitive market and ways to overcome them, and GenAI came back with great points. For someone else in the food category, GenAI struggled to conduct a menu gap analysis, but it readily identified industry trends, sourced substantial articles, and provided company details so it could save time for someone doing that work. Your challenge: explore this edge to see where GenAI shines. Experiment with different tasks to discover sweet spots for maximum productivity gains in your workflow. A few final tips for your journey. Organize your work somewhere. It sounds basic, but you'll find starting your task and prompt library in one spot helpful. We suggest the Miro board, where you will work on the live sprint, as one option, but an electronic document works great too. Collaborate and share best practices with colleagues and others in your field. Crowdsourcing amplifies your learning. GenAI is a moving target. Stay updated on new AI capabilities. Regularly reassess your task list for new opportunities and refine your AI opportunities based on your results. Up next, creating prompts. Start small, experiment, and gradually integrate AI into more areas of your work. Stay curious and keep exploring new ways AI can assist you. In the next section, Heidi will show you how to create great prompts. Take it away, Heidi!
Prompt engineering is the art and science of crafting effective instructions or queries for language models like ChatGPT or Claude. It's a crucial skill in today's AI-driven world, as the quality of your prompts directly impacts the usefulness of the AI responses. In the next 20 minutes, we'll explore why this skill matters and how you can begin to master it. Let's start with the basics. Large language models, or LLMs, are AI systems trained on vast amounts of text data. They use this training to generate human-like text based on the input they receive. This input is what we call a prompt. Prompt engineering is about crafting these inputs effectively. It's like learning to ask the right questions or give the right instructions to get the best possible output from the AI. As prompt engineers, our role is to bridge the gap between human intent and machine understanding. We need to understand both the capabilities and limitations of large language models and how to communicate our needs clearly to these systems. Now, why is all this important? First, well-crafted prompts lead to more accurate and relevant responses. If you ask the right question in the right way, you're more likely to get the information you need or the output you desire. Second, it enhances efficiency. Good prompts can save time by getting the desired output in fewer iterations. Lastly, effective prompts help us better utilize AI capabilities. Many people underestimate what these models can do simply because they haven't learned how to instruct them properly. Before we dive into how to write good prompts, let's look at common mistakes. 1. Vague or ambiguous prompts. These leave too much room for interpretation. 2. Lack of context. The AI needs relevant background information to provide accurate responses. 3. Overloading. Trying to accomplish too many tasks in a single prompt often leads to poor results. 4. Failing to set boundaries. Not specifying what you don't want can lead to unwanted content in the response. The old adage, garbage in, garbage out, holds true. Keep these pitfalls in mind as we move forward. Avoiding these mistakes is key to effective prompt engineering. So now that you know what not to do, let's focus on what we should do instead. To help you remember the key elements of a good prompt, we use the CLEAR method. That's C-L-E-A-R, clear. C. Context. provide relevant background information. For example, if you're asking about a specific historical event, mention the time period and key figures involved. L. Language. Use clear, concise language. Avoid jargon unless necessary, and be as specific as possible in your instructions. E. Examples. Include illustrations of the desired output. If you want a certain format or style, show the AI what you mean. A. Abstain. Specify what to exclude. If there are certain topics or types of content you don't want, say so explicitly. R. Rephrase. Be ready to refine your prompt. If you don't get the desired result, try rewording or adding more detail. Remember, clear prompts lead to clear responses. Advanced techniques for prompt engineering are beyond the scope of this course, but you may occasionally hear references to some additional approaches. Zero-shot prompting is when you ask the model to perform a task without any examples. For instance, translate this sentence to German, or explain the concept of quantum computing in simple terms, or write a haiku about spring. Few-shot prompting involves giving the model a few examples before the main task. This can help guide the model's output. For example, translate these words from English to Spanish like apple, manzana, dog, perro, house, casa. Now translate cat, tree, book. Or another example, correct the grammar in these sentences. Incorrect, me and him went to the store. Correct, he and I went to the store. Incorrect, she don't like ice cream. Correct, she doesn't like ice cream. Now correct this sentence, it was playing in the park. Chain of thought prompting encourages the model to show its reasoning process, which can lead to more accurate results. For example, a prompt like, a shirt costs $25. If there's a 20% discount and then 8% sales tax is applied, what's the final price? Show your step-by-step reasoning. Another example of chain of thought prompting would be, determine if this statement is true or false. All mammals lay eggs. Explain your reasoning step by step. Another technique is knowledge generation prompting. Knowledge generation prompting involves asking the model to generate new information based on what it knows, which can be useful for brainstorming or problem solving. For example, ask the model, based on your knowledge of climate change and current technology trends, suggest 3 innovative solutions that could help reduce carbon emissions in urban areas. Another example is, using what you know about the characteristics of successful startups, create a fictional pitch for a new tech company that addresses a current societal need. As you become more skilled in generating prompts, these advanced techniques can be deployed to enhance your results. Prompt engineering has a wide range of applications. In content creation, it can help generate ideas, outlines, or even draft articles. For coding, you can use prompts to generate code snippets, debug issues, or explain complex algorithms. In data analysis, well-crafted prompts can help in interpreting results or suggesting further analyses. The applications extend across industries, from healthcare, where it can assist in patient data interpretation, to finance, where it can help in market analysis. Well-crafted prompts can help humans leverage artificial intelligence to retrieve information faster, generate new insight, and synthesize knowledge from disparate sources. We will go deeper on this in a future module, but it's important to note, as we harness the power of AI, it's crucial to consider the ethical implications. Always be aware that AI-generated content may contain biases or inaccuracies. It's our responsibility to verify important information. Also, be mindful of issues like AI hallucination, where the model generates plausible-sounding but incorrect information. Always approach AI outputs with a critical eye. Don't just cut and paste the results, or you might end up like this guy. To truly master prompt engineering, hands-on experience is essential. Practice with popular large language models like ChatGPT, Claude, or Microsoft Copilot. Start with simple tasks and gradually increase complexity. Remember, each model may have slightly different capabilities and quirks. Take a moment to write a prompt using the CLEAR method. We will then analyze a few examples together. Let's practice the CLEAR method, starting with what's obviously a poor prompt. Pause the video and jot down a prompt using CLEAR. When you restart, you can compare your prompt with an example. What was your CLEAR prompt? Here's a good example. Notice that we've avoided all the traps, vague or ambiguous prompts, lack of context, overloading, and failing to include what we don't want. How did you do for each element of clear? What would you revise? Now let's see what that prompt would get us. Looks like a great start for a 300-word article. Take a moment to compare the output to what we asked for in the clear prompt. How did it do meeting the criteria of what we asked for? Ready to practice on a few more? Here are a few poorly written prompts. Pause the video and for each, rewrite the prompts using the clear methodology. Once you have given it a try, consult the Mira board to compare your clear prompts with the ones provided. How did you do? Can you make your prompts more clear? These examples demonstrate how using the clear method can transform vague, poorly defined prompts into detailed, focused instructions that are more likely to generate useful and relevant responses from a generative AI tool. As you gain experience, you'll want to develop your own framework for creating, testing, and storing effective prompts. Keep a record of prompts that work well for different tasks. Regularly test and refine your prompts, and don't be afraid to iterate. To wrap up, remember that effective prompt engineering is a skill that improves with practice. Keep the clear method in mind, experiment with different techniques, and always be ready to refine your approach. Over to you, Gretchen.
Thanks, Heidi. By now, you know how to spot a good opportunity for generative AI to assist you, thinking of the 4 roles it can play and tasks that align with them. And you have the keys to creating clear prompts that open up the power of GenAI to give you responses tailored to the style, depth, format, and content you want, without giving you what you don't want.
Sounds too good to be true, right? Like with any new technology, there are limits, and it is important to know what those are so you can use it appropriately. In the next module, we will review risks and watchouts with current generative AI tools and learn how to assess opportunities for appropriateness and complexity. We will shed light on what keeps the CIO up at night and how you can determine when Gen AI can boost your personal productivity efficiently, safely, and ethically. Welcome to our module on navigating the AI landscape, risks, considerations, and best practices. You might be wondering, why do we need to spend time talking about risks and limitations? Isn't AI supposed to make everything easier? Well, imagine you've just been handed the keys to a shiny new sports car. Exciting, right? But if you don't know how to drive safely or understand the rules of the road, that dream ride could quickly turn into a nightmare. The same goes for generative AI. It's a powerful tool, but we need to understand its quirks and potential pitfalls to use it responsibly and effectively. So buckle up, and let's take this AI for a spin. Let's dive into the world of AI risks and ethical considerations. It's like opening Pandora's box, but instead of unleashing all the evils of the world, we're releasing a bunch of overeager language models with a tendency to hallucinate. Fun, right? First up, we have bias and fairness. You see, AI models are like that friend who always agrees with the last person they talk to. They absorb and amplify the biases present in their training data. Imagine a trendy startup decides to create an AI-powered travel recommendation system. They train it on a variety of data sources, including classic literature, travel blogs, and social media posts. However, they don't realize that their training data includes a disproportionate number of references to Johanna Spyri's novel Heidi and its various adaptations. Soon after launching, they start receiving some strange customer complaints. Users named Heidi and Gretchen are getting very peculiar travel recommendations. The AI consistently suggests they book trips to rustic mountain cabins in the Swiss Alps, regardless of their actual preferences for beach resorts or city breaks. It recommends packing items like goat milking pails and Alphorns for their vacations. The system assumes they have a grandfather and suggests elderly-friendly accommodations on mountain peaks, and it keeps trying to pair them with travel companions named Peter who have experience in goat herding. What's going on here? Upon investigation, the company realizes their AI has made some wildly inaccurate associations, like assuming anyone named Heidi or Gretchen must have a deep-seated desire to reconnect with living an idyllic alpine lifestyle, complete with goats and a wise grandfather. This absurd example highlights that AI can make bizarre connections if trained on skewed or limited data sets, and these biases can lead to stereotyping and unfair treatment based on names or perceived cultural background. The resulting recommendations can be not just unhelpful, but potentially offensive or alienating to users. This example, while exaggerated for effect, underscores the importance of diverse, representative training data and the need for human oversight to catch these kinds of absurd biases before they impact real users. Next, we've got privacy concerns. AI models are like that gossip at the office water cooler. They remember everything they hear and sometimes share a bit too much. Public generative AI tools get better and better because they are constantly learning from every interaction. If an AI is trained on confidential or sensitive data, it might accidentally spill those secrets in its outputs. Think of it as an overzealous note-taker and a digital blabbermouth. Security is another biggie. Remember how we used to worry about computer viruses? Well, now we have to worry about AI-generated phishing emails so convincing, they could probably talk you into giving away your Netflix password. And let's not forget about deepfakes. Remember the fake Tom Cruise telling a joke about meeting Mikhail Gorbachev while practicing his golf swing? As artificial intelligence capabilities improve, it will take a careful eye to separate what is real from what is not. Next up is intellectual property concerns. AI doesn't understand copyright law, so it might inadvertently plagiarize faster than a freshman cramming for a term paper. And speaking of papers, have you ever tried to get a straight answer out of an AI about where it got its information? Some tools, like Perplexity, provide traceability, but others generate output with no way of knowing if it came from reliable sources. Did you know that training these massive AI models consumes a lot of energy? Experts predict that by 2027, the energy used for AI could be equivalent to the annual electricity consumption of countries like the Netherlands or Argentina. This surge in energy demand highlights the importance of developing more energy-efficient AI models and infrastructure to mitigate the environmental impact of this rapidly growing technology, and just as importantly, the digital divide and inequities created by limited access to the necessary resources. Lastly, there's the issue of over-reliance. It's tempting to let AI do all the heavy lifting, but we don't want to end up like those people in the movie Wall-E, unable to walk because hovering chairs did everything for them. We need to keep our critical thinking skills sharp. AI is like a superhero with a dark side. It has incredible powers, but also some serious vulnerabilities. It's these vulnerabilities that stress out your IT department. Imagine you're the poor soul responsible for keeping your company's digital infrastructure running smoothly. Suddenly, everyone's using AI tools, and it's like trying to herd cats. If the cats were constantly asking for more bandwidth and accidentally sharing company secrets, the struggle is real. What are some things your IT department wishes you knew? AI integration with existing tools and workflows is a big headache for IT departments. It's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole, except the peg is constantly changing shape and the hole is complaining about compatibility issues. And then there is data governance. Uninformed users might inadvertently upload confidential company information and unknowingly train the public model on your company's secrets, available to a competitor with a few clear prompts. Moreover, every time an employee uses an unapproved AI tool, your IT team breaks out in a cold sweat, as the potential for data breaches increases. And let's not forget about resource utilization. Suddenly, everyone's generating AI art and your servers are crying for mercy. Here's the bottom line. Your IT department isn't trying to rain on your AI parade. They're just trying to keep the digital ship afloat while everyone's busy asking ChatGPT to write their emails. The space is developing quickly, but many company IT departments are tackling the enterprise-level risks with a combination of private instances of popular generative AI tools that limit internal data from training public models, acceptable use policies to set boundaries and establish guidelines, role-based access controls to tune access rights to the user, and yes, activity monitoring, so remember to stick to business. Before using generative AI, always check with your IT department's policies and use approved tools. Once we know the IT rules, How do we navigate this AI minefield? Well, we got a handy traffic light system to help you decide when it's okay to floor it with AI, when to proceed with caution, and when to slam on the brakes. Green light scenarios are your personal playground. Using AI to draft an internal email or summarize meeting notes. Go for it. It's like using spell check, but for your entire thought process. Yellow light scenarios are when things start to get a bit tricky. If you're using AI to communicate with vendors or handle tasks that extend beyond your personal use, proceed with caution. It's like bringing a robot to a dinner party. It might be helpful, but there's also a chance it'll spill wine all over the host. Red light scenarios are when you need to call in the experts. Any enterprise-level applications or anything customer-facing falls into this category. We also need to consider the suitability of the task. AI is great for creative tasks or processing large amounts of data. But for tasks requiring deep expertise, nuanced human judgment, or real-time critical decisions, not so much. You wouldn't want an AI deciding whether you need emergency surgery based on a WebMD article, would you? Remember our story about Heidi and Gretchen and the impact of bias on AI outcomes. Such biases might seem humorous but can have real-world consequences, like users losing trust in the service or feeling discriminated against. So when you think about your task, assess the risk for bias and hallucinations and how easy it would be to detect an issue if it occurred. Data quality and privacy are also crucial factors. Using public, anonymized data, green light. Using some sensitive but protected data, yellow light. Using your company's secret recipe for their best-selling product, red light all the way. Take a minute to also consider the legal risks. When in doubt, better call Saul. And don't forget to assess the integration complexity and the resources required. Pause here and check out the Miro board for more detail on how to think about these criteria. How did you rate the project you have in mind? Use your judgment. Remember that? Judgment is one of those things that you can't delegate to AI. This isn't about restricting AI use. It's about using it wisely. Think of it like a powerful but slightly unpredictable assistant. Great for brainstorming and first drafts, but you wouldn't want it to send that important client email without you checking it first. With a little practice and patience, you can learn how to use AI responsibly. Let's review some best practices. First and foremost, always verify the AI outputs. It's like fact-checking your slightly unreliable friend. Trust, but verify. Think critically. When it comes to data, think like a secret agent. Anonymize and de-identify before feeding it to the AI. You want to make sure it's safe and won't cause any unintended consequences. Give credit where credit is due. Use models and tools that provide explanations for their outputs and properly cite sources. Alternatively, ensure that generated content is original and does not infringe on existing works. Always be transparent about AI use. If you use AI to help write a report, mention it. It's like citing your sources, but instead of a book, your source is a very advanced autocomplete. And please, don't use AI for evil. AI can be used to manipulate opinions or create harmful content. We've all seen those sci-fi movies where AI turns against humanity. Let's not give it any ideas, okay? Play nice with your IT department. They are just trying to keep you and the company safe. Most importantly, use AI as a tool, not a replacement for your own skills and judgment. It's like having a calculator, great for doing complex calculations quickly, but you still need to know how to do math. Maintain your skills. Grow your knowledge. As we wrap up, remember that while generative AI is an incredibly powerful tool, it's no substitute for human ingenuity and judgment. AI can help us work faster and more efficiently, but it's our creativity, critical thinking, and ethics that truly drive innovation and progress. Think of AI as a powerful amplifier for human intelligence. It can enhance our capabilities and open up new possibilities, but it's up to us to steer it in the right direction. By understanding its risks and limitations and using it responsibly, we can harness the full potential of AI while avoiding its pitfalls. By leveraging what computers and humans each do best, the human-computer system will be unstoppable. So go forth and use AI wisely. And remember, in the grand chess game of life, we're not just the players anymore. We're the grandmasters teaching the AI how to play. Let's make sure we teach it well.
Congratulations on completing the AI Productivity Supercharger course and growing your Gen AI literacy. You just learned a repeatable process for improving your personal productivity. Are you ready to save your 7.8 hours a week? Now that you have foundational knowledge, the next step is to put it into practice. If you want to continue alone, remember the 4 steps you just learned. Screenshot this page for your own cheat sheet. 1. Identify your bottlenecks. Think of tasks you spend too much time on. Match tasks to Gen AI roles. See if Gen AI can be your assistant, writer, researcher, or thought partner for each task. 2. Estimate the benefits and complexity as green, yellow, or red, and select a green task with the most benefit. 3. Run a clear prompt. Briefly tell Gen AI what you want. Using the clear prompt approach, run it and refine and evaluate. Check results for accuracy and relevance. Revise the prompt if needed or add follow-on prompts. 4. Find your winning workflows. Experiment to find tasks best suited for Gen AI. Document your successful prompts in your prompt library. Rinse and repeat to get those 7.8 hours of time savings. The key to becoming proficient at task identification and prompt engineering is to join one of our live prompt engineering sessions. What's a live session? It's a hallmark at DT Live Lab, where you learn by doing in record time. We will show you exactly how to create prompts for some of the most requested tasks, and then you can try it yourself. Plus, you'll have the chance to ask us questions and get coaching. As a gift from us, participants get a free year of membership to the Prompt Collective's growing library of prompts to 10x your journey. The Prompt Collective supports your ongoing journey with additional education, a community of AI enthusiasts, and the prompt library. The only question left is how you will use your 7.8 hours saved each week.